Hare Krishna. Thank you for such a warm welcome. And for me, see you smiling faces is the highest pleasure, seeing such a young people so inspired to Krishna consciousness. In my country, you can see, like when you see a few, you're happy, but here, like difficult to count. So thank you for inviting me here and having your association. So Krishna consciousness is based of association, so sadhu sangha. So the exchange is the most important thing between us as spirits. So as you all from India, you're fortunate so that you're so close to Krishna. Not you get human form of life. You're born in India, and you're born not only in India, but you're born in Gujarat, which is a very special land of Krishna. So, what can I say? I can only be happy to have your association. Today, I would like to read with you one text from Bhagavad Gita. This is 21st text from 13 chapter of Bhagavad Gita.
Chapter 13, text 21.
So you can read and repeat, yeah? Everybody has his mobile phones. Sorry. Karya karane kartvitve hetu prakriti ruchyate purusha sukha dukhanam Bhaktritve hetu ruchyate Karya karana kartitve hetu prakriti ruchyate Purusha sukha dukhanam Bhaktritve hetu ruchyate
Karya karana kartutve hetu prakriti uchyate Purushaha sukha dukhanam bhaktritve hetu uchyate
कार्यकारण कर्तृत्वे हेतु प्रकृति उच्यते पुरुष सुख दुखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतु रुच्यते
So, somebody from
कार्यकारण कर्तृत्वे हेतु प्रकृति रुच्यते पुरुषः सुख दुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतु रुच्यते कार्यकारण कर्तृत्वे हेतु प्रकृति रुच्यते पुरुषः सुख दुःखानां भोक्तृत्वे हेतु रुच्यते
Karya, effect. Karana, cause. Kartitve, in the matter of creation. Hetu, instrument. Prakriti, material nature. Uchyate, is said to be. Purusha, the living entity. Sukha, happiness. Duhakhanam, of distress. Bhaktritve, in enjoyment. Hetu, instrument. Uchyate, is said to be. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Nature is said to be the cause of all all material activities and effects, whereas the living entity is the cause of various suffering and enjoyment in this world. And a purport by His Divine Grace, I see Bhaktivedanta Swami. Sorry. The different manifestation of body and senses among the living entities are due to material nature. There are 8,400,000 different species of life, and these varieties are the creation of the material nature. They arise from the different sensual pleasures of the living entity who thus desires to live in this body or death. When he is put into different bodies, he enjoys different kind of happiness and distress. His material happiness and distress are due to his body and not to himself as he is. In his original state, there is no doubt of enjoyment. Therefore, that is his real state. Because of the desire to lord it over material nature, is in the material world. In the spiritual world, there is no such thing. The spiritual world is pure, but in the material world, everyone is struggling hard to acquire victims who present different pleasures to the body. It might be more clear to state that this body is the effect of the senses. The senses are instruments for gratifying desire. Now, the sum total of body and instruments senses are offered by material nature. And as will be clear in the next verse, the living entity is blessed or damned with circumstances according to his past desire and activity. According to one's desires and activities, material nature places one in various residential quarters. The being himself is the cause of his attaining such residential quarters, and his attendant enjoyment or suffering. Once placed in some particular kind of body, he comes under the control of nature, because the body, being mother, acts according to the laws of nature. At this time, the living entity has no power to change the law. Suppose an entity is put into the body of a dog. As soon as he is put into the body of a dog, he must act like a dog. He cannot act otherwise. And if the living entity is put into the body of a hog, then he is forced to eat stool and act like a hog. Similarly, if the living entity is put into the body of demigod, he must act accordingly to his body. This is the law of nature. But in all circumstances, the super soul is with the individual soul. That is explained in the Vedas as follows: Dva suparnya sayujya sakhaya. The Supreme Lord is so kind upon the living entity that he always accompanies the individual soul, and in all its circumstances is present as the super soul or Paramatma. I repeat the translation. Nature is said to be the cause of our material activities and effects, whereas the living entity is the cause of various suffering and enjoyment in this world. So, Srila Prabhupada in purport to this verse is leaving no is leaving no doubt about the situation, our situation in material world. So we as a spirit soul, naturally, our qualities is Sat Chit Ananda. Who knows what does it mean?
Full of
Yes.
full of knowledge, full of bliss and internal.
Yeah, full of knowledge is Krishna, but we have our quality is to knowledge. Sat is eternity, Chit is knowledge, and Ananda is happiness. So these qualities are natural for spirit soul, for us, for Jiva. Do you want to be happy? Who doesn't like to be happy? Everybody likes to be happy. So this is natural quality of the soul. Same knowledge, like inquisitive, or Srila Prabhupada once explained that actually this tendency for knowledge is is manifested in our consciousness. So you are conscious, yeah? You are also conscious. Yeah? If mosquito is coming and tries to bite you, you are conscious of it. Yeah? You know it, you feel it. So our consciousness is covered to a certain extent, but we somehow or other we have this knowledge and this inquisitiveness. So like we have sometimes some interest. So many things are interesting us. What is happening around? What are the news? What is in the world? What is in India? Who won the cricket last match? So this is like our natural inquisitiveness. Yeah? So this is natural for the soul. Problem is that our interest is shown not for the right thing, and also ananda. How we feel this? When we know that so many people dying this, and we think that we should die, it's not possible to accept. Yeah, can you accept that maybe somebody else can die, but not me? Yes, this is natural for us. Why? Because we are spiritual soul. We are eternal. And for us, it's difficult to accept. So we have this tendency, and this tendency for happiness, knowledge, is in us. But problem is that we have, because we are in ignorance, we have these problems to act in these categories on the level which is connected to spirit soul. We act like here. We wander in this material world. We're trying to conquer material world. We try to do something, so to be happy. Everybody our intention to be happy. This is like natural. Everybody likes to be happy and what we do, because we are in ignorance. We are identifying ourselves with this material body. So we act according to body which we have, and according to the senses which we have. But we're trying to do something, but here Krishna explains that what can we do? Nothing. Everything is like a movie. So what we can do, we can just be happy or suffer due to this. So for sure you were visiting not only once but few times movie. I went to cinema. Yes, have you been to movie? So you notice that people watching movie, what is going on, and what they experience. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they cry, sometimes they bore, but they have some kind of feeling. So same is with life. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we how are you? Boring. Boring life. It is like, or just something happened. We very sad. But Krishna is explaining this here, that is not depending us. Does the movie depend from us? When we watch the movie, something we don't like in the movie, could we change something? Nothing. It is like, it is movie, it's already done. So we cannot. Of course, nowadays they have some special games which helping us to feel as a controller. Yeah? So we can control. But how much we can control? Only to certain extent, to certain level. Yeah. Anyway, most of the cases we are not winning. Yeah. It's difficult to win. But this is material world. It's not possible to win, because it's like it is. And Srila Prabhupada brilliantly explaining. So when we have this body, we are just what we can do. We have to do accordingly. But human body is very unique. Why? Because we can change the situation, yes? And we can try to find the harmony between our desires to be happy and actually with the activity, which is accordingly to this desire. Everybody acts somehow or other, but you see people, ask anybody, you want to be happy? Yes, of course, We are not stupid, We want to be happy, but problem is they don't know. So what they do, they just thinking, okay, then satisfying senses, satisfying family members, trying to increase opulence, because they think the way to be happy is to get money. This brings me happy. And you see, sorry. It is possible to make a little less of this?
Yeah, sure.
Please, sorry, I'm not used to this kind of arrangement. In my country is now snow, you can ski. Oh, thank you so much. So have you experienced that sometimes you have some desires? Oh, I'm thinking when I will get this, when I will get this, I will be happy. You get it and what? Nothing. No taste. Yeah? Nothing. What's happening? What is this? Some kind of cheating. Yeah? So I was promising. I was so much advertisement when you will get this. You will be happy about this. Why? Because this is not according to our nature. So and so many people. That's why this world is full of frustrated people. First of all, they're very, very afraid of death because they're so attached to this material body. They cannot imagine that the spirit is so. So everybody is trying to avoid somehow death, but it's not possible. The body must die. Krishna is in other place in Bhagavad Gita telling who is born, in this material world must leave this body, and who leaves this body must be born again. If he not realize that actually he is the servant of Krishna and he has nothing to do with this material. He doesn't need to go to movie to experience some kind of happiness. So why people are going to movie? Yeah, to be happy, to have some impression. So we know now slowly we get to know that actually in material world it's like from one impression to another, and sometimes nowadays are coming so many impressions. Like you young people, you all of you studying, university or high school. So you know how much stress put on you, so much stress for what? Studies, but this is to be better servant in this material world actually. Perfect servant. Just do what you're told to do in a perfect way that the man who's giving you job or is satisfied with you. And you must qualify yourself to do it. So to serve some material cause. So how it is with spiritual activity. So this to find this harmony between our desires and activity, it is also necessary to be qualified. And what is the process of qualification?
We need to be more. We need to serve more to Krishna.
Yeah, there's only one. And Krishna, through all Bhagavad Gita, is trying to explain there's no other way. There's no other way. And most of the people, they're thinking, somehow or other will get it. When I will be the best student, I will get the best job, I will get the best salary, and then I will be happy. It is true. But there's even bigger frustration. Some of you who are maybe not the best, at least you don't have this this frustration. Oh, I am the best and I'm still I'm just in between, and somehow or other I'm coming through. So it is like it is, it will be like it will be, so somehow or other, yeah, so we tolerate this. But when you're the best, could you imagine the richest man in the world, he must die. Such a frustration. All the money, so much money, and he must die, Instead of enjoying senses, there's so much, all life he spent to earn money. And then it was no time enough to enjoy it. So what is the use of it when you just spend so much time, to try something, to catch something in material world, and then you almost catching, and then it's going. Time is Krishna in form of time taking you away. So the people, that everybody is somehow realizing this, but has difficulty to admit that actually what he is doing is wrong. Like, try to convince some Guju to not make money. I mean, of course, he's thinking that he's making money. But Krishna explained it, and Srila Prabhupada also in this verse, that is all karma. You may endeavor as much as you think, as you can, and money is not coming. But sometimes you're bored with golden spoon in the mouth. Yeah. So you see, so you for sure some children of rich people. Yeah. So what they have to do? Nothing. They don't even need to. They study because everybody is studying, so they go to study. But they don't need to study. They will be not able to spend this money which they got from their parents in this life. How much they can spend? This is some. But anyway, this karma. It's just karma. It just happened like this. It is fortune or it is not fortune. Who knows? Somebody thinks it is great fortune to be rich, but this is entanglement. The more you have, the more you can lose. Could you imagine such rich people how much stress they have? I have here someone. Maybe can steal somebody because I have watch here. When I have nothing, so what is the problem? But this is actually the position of devotee. So slowly we learn in devotional service. This is process, so not immediately. Learn this. We harmonize our activity, and when we start to serve Krishna, somehow or other, this kind of satisfaction is coming. Like we know who knows this verse, Rajo Vidya Rajo Goyam Pavitram Idam Guya. Who knows? Okay, of course, from the yeah, you know the meaning of this verse. Rajo Vidya, king of education. Rajo, please, maybe you can explain.
Yeah, so Krishna says here this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is the king of education, Raja Vidya. So Krishna says Raja Guya, but it is very, very confidential. Krishna says Pavitra, the purest, and Idam Uttamam, this is the best of all knowledge.
Highest.
And Krishna says Pratyakshaavagamam, it means you can personally actually experience this. And you can relish this and you can understand that how it is so purifying and nourishing. And dharmam, it is the highest of all religious principles. And Krishna says susukham. Krishna says susukham kartum avayam. Krishna says that it is very happily when you practice this, you get so much happiness. So very happily you can perform it.
Yeah, this prataksham aganam dharmyam. So this knowledge is different knowledge than you learn in school. Your knowledge, which you learn by school in school, is gained by your mental and intellectual endeavor. But this knowledge, pratyaksha gamanam dharmyam, this is acquired by experience, by realization. So the intellect so far important, and is getting you to act in to do this realization. But actually you can experience it through your heart. So you have this, for sure you have this realization that even if you're coming, sometimes if you're coming here to the temple, you sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra, you be devote, you experience something what you cannot explain with your book, Prabhupada books. You read Prabhupada books, you read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Although you maybe know from the highest level of intellectual in this society, are you understanding everything? No, it's difficult. Yeah, it's difficult to understand. So, but are you satisfied even when you don't understand reading these books? Yeah, you see, there is kind of satisfaction. So in these activities, you experience something which is beyond this material experience, which is beyond your material body, inclusive your subtle body, which is mind and intelligence. So you see, you experience. So this is the knowledge, which is also not bound by time. So this is, this experience, like even if you've done something, a year ago, it's like so fresh, so new. This is not out of this world. So this is the way, actually, to find the harmony. And Krishna is so kind that even you do one step, you already get this. You get this taste of this natural activity of spirit soul. And this is the most important thing. Like Krishna is mentioning in Bhagavad Gita also this verse, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gyanavam Prapadyante. So it takes Bahunam after many births, so you can realize that actually who I am. So that you are this that you are the spirit soul, and you are who is Krishna, Krishna is the highest, that actually your duty is to serve him. And this is actually the process. Sometimes it takes so long, but how fortunate we are here that we can actually experience this in this life. But this process, which is given through the disciplic succession from Krishna through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is so easy process, and we can experience this in this life and find this harmony. It is of course it is not easy. It makes it requires from some endeavor. First of all, we have to understand that it's not just some game. This is serious. This is very serious thing. So an approach must be also serious. It's not just okay, we have fun. No, it's fun. And Krishna is like he knows you are youngsters. We all are youngsters. Actually, what is difference? This 40 years between you and me, or maybe more than 40, maybe 50. So what? But in comparison, to eternity, what is this? It's nothing. So we are so youngsters, and Krishna actually knows that how difficult it is for you. When your senses are practically in full power, and it's so easy to attract your sense, and although it's so difficult, somehow Krishna is giving you this taste, so you have this taste to come to Krishna, and you try to do something for Krishna. So Krishna is so merciful that somehow or other is finding the way. That is, Krishna is anyway naughty boy, so he has different funny things. So for main thing that Krishna loves you, and also Krishna likes to have a fun. So sometimes we may not accept in such the way how Krishna attracts us to himself. So you may say you may even wonder how you're coming to Krishna. You may wonder what I'm doing here. Yeah, so many interesting things to do in this material. But anyway, something makes that you come here and you associate here and sitting on this hard floor. You could, for instance, sit in some nice place and on soft chair, and enjoy some other association. But this other association somehow is not giving us so much satisfaction, like here sitting on the simple floor or just dancing, singing Hare Krishna. I am right? So today I'm not in very good condition to speak. Maybe we change this class to conversation. So I would really like to inquire for you your inspiration, personal inspiration, in Krishna consciousness. So maybe we can start in some question if you have some questions. And then slowly. Yes.
I have one question.
Yes, only one.
This is from your lecture. You said money comes from material nature. It comes from our karmas, and so like जैसे कि मनी कम होती है, मतलब कि जैसे मनी आती मटेरियल नेचर की वजह से, money comes because of material nature. Similarly, knowledge comes from material nature, or it comes from our efforts.
Yeah, like we mentioned that actually acquired knowledge.
Yeah.
Knowledge. Knowledge. You on every step, you get some kind of knowledge. Like there is knowledge, hard knocks knowledge, So everything, just by experience in this material world, you get knowledge. Of course, you may also try to learn something, but you have experience. That before exams you know everything, and after exams, everything gone. So what is this knowledge? You make so much endeavor. Same with money. Somebody is earning. Oh, I have so much money, but this invoice, that invoice, this, and we say sometimes that you lose your health to get money to earn money, but then you spend all the money to try to get back your health. So you can't cheat material nature. What you get, you will get, and same with knowledge. This is also Krishna. Mentioning in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya Chaham Kridi Sanivishta, Gyanam Apohanam Cha. Yeah, so I may think, okay, I know something I can tell you, but Krishna may click and what they want to say here. Yeah, everything is up to Krishna.
So Prabhuji, if we don't learn the material knowledge and only learn, so in exams, how we write? We have to make some efforts to gain knowledge, material knowledge for writing.
Of course. If you have body of the dog, of the hawk, you have to eat stool. So if you have the body of the student, so you have to learn. No choice. It's true. Yes, that. Okay, I am the dog. Going to exam, so what is this? You're a student, you're not the dog. I mean, it is satisfying you. I'm sure.
Yeah.
So next one, yes.
You were involved in Mayapur project in 1998, if I'm right.
Yeah.
So how was your experience at that time?
So those days there were different concepts of building this temple. It was a endeavor to make this temple out, for next 10,000 years out of stone. So, I mean, there was scientific preparation for it and all kinds of, research studies how it's possible to do. Pardon?
You were involved in the architectural design of
Yeah, I was just in a part of exhibition, so working with some devotees also. I was supposed to, develop, this planetarium system of planetarium. It was everything in some kind of preparations for it. Later, the concept was completely changed. So in this concept with which I was working, it was like failure. Sorry.
I have read that the planetary system was very difficult to get the they're very difficult to, initially it was very difficult to get the exact how it is like.
Anyway, the Sadaputta Prabhu, which unfortunately passed away, he prepared this quite exactly. And he was also preparing like some kind of Vedic planetarium in America to build it. So we have exactly description in Srimad Bhagavatam also, this planetary system. We may not understand like this exactly is, but he this is maybe not subject for now present discussion, but if you like, we can, after lecture, we can discuss, I can explain. This is maybe not interesting for everybody. So some another question? No more question? Yes?
Prabhuji, as we discussed that we have heard in scriptures and through our authorities that Krishna is the causes of all causes, right? But it becomes really difficult, to apply it in life. There are many instances where we forget that Krishna is the causes of all causes. Then how we can, always remember this, that Krishna is the cause of all causes and he is responsible for whatever good happens or bad happens in life. Krishna is there for me and he teaches me all that. So how can we always remember this and keep our consciousness?
The only way is to engage in Krishna service. Then you don't automatically, like if you meditate about this, you are in your natural position. So no need to endeavor, Krishna is there, so I serve him. Perfect. Everything is fine. You are as a student, you train that, you have to make some mental endeavor, I have to know this, mental this, But this is too difficult. Sometimes you have to relax, and to play, So Krishna also likes to play with somebody. He needs some friends to play, maybe we cannot, apply for this position to be Krishna friend, but we maybe can help the Krishna's friends to play with Krishna, or like we are actually in our succession we are Rupanugas. Did you heard about this? What means Rupanuga? Yes.
Followers of Rupa Goswami.
Yeah, and Rupa Goswami, who was his
one of the 6 acharyas.
Yes, but his spiritual identity? Manjari, yes. And who is Manjari?
Assistant of.
Oh my God, you have such a knowledge. Yeah, assistant of Gopi. So they're not taking part in this direct serving Krishna, they're assisting. So actually this is our goal. But why not? If you, like Uddhava, you know story with Uddhava.
Yeah.
So when he went, Krishna gave him mission to go to Vrindavan, and he's seen, how everybody is like almost dead. Nobody is eating. Everybody is like almost dying because of this separation from Krishna. But actually, he had this vision. Like once he closed the eyes and opened, and then everything was like normal. Once was everything like normal, like everybody was happy with Krishna, and then one was. But when he saw how much these all gopis are attached to Krishna, how much they deep in Krishna meditation, so he desired to be grass, Kusum Sarovar, this place. So he said that he wanted to be the grass there. So when gopis go for the pasture, so they can step on the grass and leave some dust from their lotus feet. For us it's difficult to understand. Maybe for you, because you're born here in India, so for you it's much more easier. You develop some kind of relation, like in family, where they have some feeling to Krishna. For me, my family, what kind of feeling for Krishna? And here, everybody, Jai Shri Krishna. You maybe not fully, understand what is this, but there's some feeling it is there, yeah, and some attachment to Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada many times was mentioning that, like how fortunate the people in India, that this bhakti is so close, just under the skin. We need a little scratch, and it's manifesting. And as you know, so for bhakti, actually knowledge is not required. Even Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita also that even the persons who don't have they are not very much educated, they're not very intellectual, but they follow the acharyas, like they have faith in acharyas and they follow. They also have the some result. So to be successful in this path, you don't need to be intellectual. Actually, intellectual people. So from my experience, so I mean, you have really tough situation because when you have some kind of understanding, you have some kind of intellect. So you can see what is going on in this material world. So you can really better manipulate than other people. And in many cases, you're right. You see some stupid guy who's what is he doing here? I know better. So you develop some kind of faith in your intellect, yeah. And then it's difficult, to surrender. It's very difficult. So all glories to you. You have really not easy. Simple people. Jai Shri Krishna here. Prasad, kirtan, everything nice, but why they dancing like this? You know what I mean, yeah? Or this reading, it's maybe a little too much, and immediately coming some doubts, some. Oh, maybe this is okay, but maybe this is better, why? Yeah, some rationalizing, why I should chant 2 hours? 2 hours chanting, so long. Maybe I should more study, so I know better, so I can give better lectures, and everybody admire me more. So 2 hours is so long, yeah. So better I just read, I just do some other thing. This is all intellect, it's drive. So this everything. We have to somehow or other keep under control. But from other side, intellect, also when you really carefully study Prabhupada books, there's everything here. So it is very important. You can see how much endeavor Srila Prabhupada put to give us these books. Every night he was not sleeping, and giving us this book. What? To distribute? No, for us to read. To feed our intellect. Actually, Krishna is mentioning himself in Bhagavad Gita, one of the last verses. Who remembers this? What he's telling? No, this okay. This is, but after this, that those who study this holy scripture worship me with intelligence. Yeah. So. This is so important, to use intellect actually to understand this, and this understanding help us to surrender to Krishna. So we can realize there's nothing else to do. What else is to do? Making money boring. Yeah, you have to earn money, so naturally, so you work. And when you read this verse like this, it comes. And devotees, they have no fear. First quality of devotee, 16th chapter, first word, quality of devotee. You remember? Abhayam. What does it mean? Fearless. So devotees fear. Why? Because Krishna, he knows that Krishna loves him. And whatever happening to me, it's out of love. And sometimes when something happens which I don't like, so what? I did something wrong. So your parents also take care of us. Sometimes sticks in work, yeah. Maybe nowadays it's not so modern, so it's not so fashionable stick, but in previous times stick was quite active sometimes. Right? It's too much naughty, so at least must be here see next time. So when something happening to us, out of love, Krishna showing us he sticks. And we have, but when you study these books, so you know that it's actually out of love. And here we have everything what we need. Krishna is giving a full, practically, full all instruments that are needed to attain, and also explanation, and also understanding. Excuse me, that intellect is helpful as far as help us to bring us to this level of devotional service. There's also this process. Krishna is also explaining here in Bhagavad Gita, this process in Gyan Yoga. And even I was surprised in one explanation Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, for Gyan Yoga you don't need actually spiritual master. I was surprised. I mean, how you can do something without master? Yeah, Srila Prabhupada was mentioning. Okay, even like this Mayavadi philosophy, they have spiritual master, but as soon they think, they realize, they have this realization that they one with God, so they step just on the head of spiritual master. So, what is this? This is exploitation. It's not relation. Krishna, really speaking, Bhagavad Gita is about relation. And what is relation? Relation is exchange. It's not exploitation. So understand clearly. We may not understand what does it mean, but Krishna is clearly explained. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshyanti tegyanas gyaninas tatvadarshana. So not only taking, but also serving. So there is exchange. Yes? It must be exchange.
What is the meaning of exploitation in it?
What is mean of exploitation? Like you have so much, you get so much from Krishna. You're thinking that every minute you breathe 6 times. How many liters of air you're using in this time? Where are you getting this from? You can calculate. You have intellect, to calculate. How much?
25,000 times in a day.
Yeah. And then, your capacity of lungs is maybe 4.5 liters, yeah? And in air is how many? 20% oxygen, 70% nitrogen, and the rest 20 something. So you can calculate. It's very easy. You have computer, so much, so invoice here. Krishna is giving so much oxygen. How much you will pay? Water. Nice clothes, Cotton, it was growing in the fields, by sunshine, by water, by soil. Yeah? Where you get this? You paid something. Yeah? Okay, this is paid, yeah? So much we get from Krishna. How we reciprocate to it? No, we take from granted. Yeah? Like parents. Psychologists say that 3-year-old kid, he thinks this is epicentrum for the world, and everything must have. But there is sometimes a time that we have to grow up, understand that nothing is for free. That is behind this is some person who was giving us this, and not express to at least some gratitude. Okay, say Krishna, thank you. Okay, I want to do, some experience, and I want to do some sense gratification, but actually, I know this is from you, so let me experience something, maybe the Torah experience, but later I surrender. But it's actually everything for Krishna. And when you have a little intellect, yeah, so it's so easy to understand it, so easy. How something can come from nothing, yeah? If you calculate, probability of coming the world from nothing, like that even if you take material elements, all material elements, and try to create some form. This is like, you take this watch, put the all parts separate, put some back, and you just do like this, and maybe everything will join together. After some time, after some million of years, this watch will be manifest, in this bag. And could you imagine that this probability is much higher than to create any material element, by the chance. This is chance, And there's some so-called scientists, they telling such stories. Give them watch here, put some parts apart. Do. By chance, Yes?
One more question from me. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. Prabhuji, you mentioned firstly that this life is like a movie, right? That like a movie, this life is like a movie. That like movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. We go for a movie and we have feelings and we come out and we forget. But in reality, we see that we are unable to forget sometimes. Like we feel pain and pleasures due to that.
I was not speaking that you must forget. Sometimes you're not forgetting, but due to Krishna's mercy, you remember your previous life. So you're forgetting. This is, But some people they can remember previous lives. Many situations, but for sure you heard about this. So this is individually. This is up to your karma. If you remember or not, if you suffer more. But in these verses Krishna explained that actually we have no much choice. What is going is going. But our emotions, so spiritual soul is acting on the level of emotions. And this is actually our natural level, emotions, like emotions to Krishna, Jai Sri Krishna. Yeah, emotions, yeah. And also, like you may have this, have artificial emotions, towards, like in watching the movie. There's some emotion involved. But what is this? What about? About nothing, some illusion. So you heard for sure many times that actually this material world is illusory. Not this illusion is because it's temporary. It's like a movie. We go, you pay, you go, starts and it's end. And you feel some emotions, gone. Next one, next movie. Because why? Because we need as a spirit soul, we need emotion. And when this emotion is not rightly placed, there is disharmony. We are not in harmony. We are not satisfied. Only when our intention, to be happy with harmony with our activity. That means serving Krishna, and by this we have the chance to develop this emotions, towards Krishna. Then we satisfy. Then we're in harmony. Everything is whatever is happening in this material world. We are in harmony. We are watching this. Okay, this movie, no interest. Yeah, you watch some movie. No interest, boring. It's boring for people for living entity who knows what is life about. This life is boring. It's completely boring. And for sure you have some of this experience. It's so boring. Thank you. Yes?
Guruji, as you said, I have one question. Sometimes more times I like to read more spiritual books and knowledge gaining, but and instead of material knowledge, books, school books, college books, and it disturbs my study, and sometimes when my exams would come, I more read this school books. So it's like how I want to ask how to maintain our spiritual and material life, because sometimes spiritual life is very more, and sometimes material life is very more.
So Krishna gives you some intellect, yeah, some understanding, yeah. So you have to do, your duty in this material world. So you have to study. So if you have some little intellect, you can make plan, yeah, and do accordingly. So you need so much and so much time for the Prabhupada books, yeah. So just do it, but you have to be consequent. You know what doesn't mean consequent? If you plan something, you do it, and that's it. And then you will have this peace that actually you're doing what you can do. This is the most important. How much do we have time? Okay. Is satisfying for you? You don't accept some wonders, So this process to accept this process is your choice. Krishna will not force you. Nobody can force you. And this is when somebody will force you to do this process, it's not attractive for Krishna. It's only attractive for Krishna when you do this from your own will. Because this is actually what we can give Krishna. Nothing else. Everything else belongs to Krishna. He has it. But he has not our will, Because we are his part and parcels. And this is, this is what we have. We have to decide. Yes? I'm right or maybe I'm wrong. Some other question, please?
We can take one or two questions last. One or two questions. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
Prabhuji, it's actually a personal question. How do you come in contact with this Krishna conscious movement? What is your initial journey with this Krishna means? Like I am coming in this contact, this movement with like reading Bhagavad Gita. So as you said, in Poland you have very less people who knows about this transcendental knowledge. So what's bring you in this Krishna conscious movement, and how means you?
Yeah, first in my life I've seen in Hare Krishna devotees in movie. Every American movies in 70s, just somewhere Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What this guy are doing? They must be crazy. I was thinking, and then later, my father-in-law, he bought a guitar for half of his monthly salary. Yeah, it was so expensive, it was so unavailable, but people, they have some value. People generally in Poland are quite pious, I may say. I was surprised how pious they are, but and recently when this Ukraine war, so many refugees came, so I was really surprised how they were helping, from the heart, so no interest. So there's some pious. So could you imagine half monthly salary for Bhagavad Gita? He didn't know what he was doing. He was thinking, oh, nice book, And then, we start to study. And then, when I was studying in Germany, it was like 83, something like this. So I met devotees on the street. But before this, when I started studying in Poland, also one thing, I think this was very important. Like my parents, they present me like very nice, those days with gramophone and this plastic, vinyl, in the 70s. So this, and they present me, the gramophone with now nice amplifier. It was very expensive, so those days. So I got in my dormitory, like nice music. So, but I didn't have this how you call this vinyls,
CDs.
Not CDs.
Records.
No, this is vinyl, like huge, like LPs, how you call this? I don't. LPs, yeah, LPs. I don't know even English name for this. It was 70. CDs came, 10 years later, or maybe 15 years later. So, and I went. There was one student from Nigeria. He was like quite rich, so he had these LPs, and one of these LPs I got was like from Rasa. There was one group of devotees from Sweden. They were presenting some kind of music, with Mahamantras Rasa. Many these LPs they issue, and he had one of this, and I was trying to get, no, this is not, but I want to have and finally I took it, and when I started to listen, I couldn't stop, it was Maha Mantra there, and I couldn't stop, so I was, like when I, now the students, they work on computer, on those days we had to do everything by hand, so many nights, and I was just, listening again, the same LPs, so this was, I think, beginning. Later I met devotees, and somehow they were so kindly, and one devotee, Prabhupada Disarka, when he met me on the street, he gave me all the books for free. Everything. And then the rest he sent me to Poland, and somehow I received it, although Poland was communist country, so it was not so easy. So somehow or other, he gave me address also of devotee in West Berlin, so I joined them and started to chant 16 rounds. So somehow or other, Krishna is taking care of us. So many times he's giving us hints, just here he's just oh no, yeah, do it, take some prasad. Oh here there's Harinam, so go there and listen to this Harinam. So Krishna loves us. And we have to really take to our heart that Krishna loves us. Really loves us. We have to realize what does it mean, Any other question, please? So, we're getting the mic. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, thank you very much, Prabhu, for this wonderful enlightening session, and as we could see, very, very interactive. Because of the shortage of time, we have to kind of stop here. But of course, as he said, we are free to. He is here tomorrow as well. He may come here for temple for maybe tomorrow morning. He is here. Like we have some class, but then he will be available if you would like to interact. Bhagavan Kripa Prabhu can kind of help you with that. But really, wonderful session. One particular point which I really admire what he said last, that Krishna has got everything. The only thing which he doesn't have is our free will. It's a very wonderful point that our free will is our free will. Krishna doesn't have that. That is the only thing which we can give to him. Right? So that's a very wonderful point what he said. Thank you very much, Prabhu.